Hi everyone, and welcome to When the Heart Speaks. My name is Lela, and today I have some great guests with me. So I have Io, Erin, and Eliel. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
Okay, so before we talk about our topic, I want to do something a little different, and I want you guys to share with our viewers what you're passionate about and how we know each other.
So my name is Io. I'm passionate about music. I'm working in being a songwriter. I'm also a financial advisor by the side, but songwriting has been my passion for a while. I also run club, which I met you at.
Right.
You came over to one of the events that we've had. We run a run club in the summertime every Saturday, so just feel free to show up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
My name is Erin, and I'm a youth outreach coordinator. So I work in low-income communities, and I'm passionate about youth. So, yeah.
Nice.
How we met is actually at church.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
Cool. And my name is Eliel. We met at a wedding that we were both fortunate to be a part of. We're in the bridal party, and
The wedding went viral.
It did go viral. And one thing I'm passionate about is family and just being around good people and positive people. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Okay, so I recently had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about kindness. And I was telling my friend that one of my favorite compliments to receive is when somebody calls me kind. Like, I would choose that over being beautiful, being kind is one of my favorite compliments. But I think what's interesting though is that you can be kind, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're nice. So I kind of wanted to talk about the difference, if there is a difference. Okay, so first question. What is the difference between being kind and being nice?
I'll answer. I believe that being nice, you can be nice to anybody. If I just meet you, I'm being courteous to you, I'm being nice. But when it comes to being kind, I believe it's something of the heart. There's compassion behind it for the person that you're being kind to. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to piggyback what Erin just said, I also think being kind is something that's innate. It's something that comes within. And being nice is something that can be circumstantial or can happen in the moment or can be, for the benefit of someone else in that moment. So, yeah, I think that's the major difference between the two.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd say also the same kind of thing. Being kind is more of something in your nature, it's a characteristic of you, whereas being nice is an action that you make. So in a case whereby you are with people, you're playing fair with them. But being kind means it emanates from you and it's benefiting somebody else over the long term. It's not something for self-gratification, but something for them.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right. I would agree, because I think why I like being kind or receiving that compliment, for me it shows me that I've done the work. I've
consistently
grown. Right. Consistently done the work. I've matured. It's coming from a place of just loving that person and just being loving to that person. Whereas being nice, I feel like it's a skill. I feel like you can just learn to be nice, and your heart really isn't in it. It's just you know the right thing to say, how to say it in the moment.
I agree.
That's good.
Okay, so with that said, do you guys think you can be both?
I think when you're kind, it does allow you to be nice. So when you're a kind person, you are playing fair with everybody. You are not trying to instigate things, but you can be nice and not be kind. So you can be nice and play fair only in times when it benefits you, but when no one is watching or when you're not getting any benefit from it, you're not kind.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. You can be both, but I also think being, like Io just said, being nice is something that can be learned. Even like you said, it's a skill. So you can be both and learn how to be nice when you're around people, and you can also be just generally a kind person, because everybody also, like you said, gives you that compliment and gives you that, not validation, but just that acknowledgement that, hey, this guy or this woman is a kind person. So, yeah.
I actually think that you can learn to be kind. When I think of the kids I work with, like some of them, the things that they go through, but when you really get to the nitty gritty of maybe something that has happened to them, it teaches them to be kind, like putting them in positions to learn that characteristic.
So like through experience.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would actually say that I don't think I'm very nice. Like, I think I can be if I want to be, but I think as a woman, sometimes you can't always be nice.
Right.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you have to kind of learn to, you can't always be kind. Sometimes you have to be nice as a way to like protect yourself or like, not invite unnecessary attention.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm selective when it comes to being nice. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I guess in certain situations, like you said, you don't want unexpected like attention, so you're just trying to be nice, but then
even to avoid a bad situation, you can be nice in that moment,
exactly,
not to make things awkward, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
So, are you guys aware though when you're not being nice or being kind? Like, do you know it, or you have no idea until later on?
I think I know when I'm being nice because it doesn't feel natural.
Right.
It feels like you're putting on, for lack of a better term, a front, or you're not being yourself when you're being nice to get out of a weird situation or just to cater to the person in the moment.
Right.
But when you're being kind, it's more, if you're generally a kind person, then it's just you being you, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
For me, I know when I'm not being nice to people, but I feel like sometimes those are intentional things because I feel like I'm the kind person. So, but sometimes with people, you have to not be nice to kind of reflect their actions on them. So if somebody's talking rude at you, a nice thing is just to keep calm. But I think sometimes people talk down on others because they haven't felt that recently when other people talk down on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when they see a mirror of their actions, they're more likely to be like, okay, you know what? We live in a world where I can't talk down on somebody. I can't call them names.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I know when I'm not being nice and the conscious actions that I make.
Hmm.
That's a really good answer.
Okay, so then are you nice or are you kind?
I'm kind in terms of me doing things for people, but I'm not necessarily always nice.
Okay.
Nice is a thing where I would be nice if I'm in danger, or if I would never see somebody again, then I would be nice. Because there's no point letting you walk away with a bad taste in your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not nice if somebody's disrespectful to me. Then I can't be nice there because I feel like at that point you are putting me down and I need to bring myself back up.
I think being nice, like I just said, being nice when someone is disrespecting you is almost like allowing them to do it even more.
Right.
Being kind is something you can't stop that. If you're kind, you're kind.
Yeah.
But in a situation of distress or a situation where you feel awkward, then But am I more kind than nice? I would say I'm more kind. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, guys. So my next question is, why do nice guys finish last?
I think nice guys finish last, and I'll say so as a former self-proclaimed nice guy. I think the reason why nice guys finish last a lot of times is because they're constantly putting others before themselves. So they're putting value in the person that they're talking to way over themselves, more than appropriate. I think when you're in dating, there needs to be that kind of tension, polarization. So when you're not polarizing yourself enough, when you're, like versus like, so the girl says she likes this, you say you like it too. You are constantly she's not putting any effort towards this dating or the relationship or the talking phase, and you're constantly putting yourself out there. You get to that point where there's a loss of respect because you're not putting yourself value to me. Your value is low to me now because you're constantly putting yourself out there.
Okay, so you're saying nice guys finish last because they're showing their worth up front versus like over time?
Yes, exactly.
Hey.
Yeah, I kind of disagree. I think that kind guys finish last and nice guys finish first. Just like you said, nice guys are putting themselves out there, but are they being like genuine about it? Not really. So when we look at like movies and TV and social media, we see like the nice guy being like that guy that has the car and the money and like what we as women are taught to want, I guess. Right. So yeah, that's my take on that.
I think nice guys do finish last because, like Ayo said, you expose too much up front and there's no discovery left. There's no urgency to really dig deep and think to yourself when you're not with the person, what else do I need to know about this person that makes them happy or that I don't know? When you're too nice, you just expose your whole hand right away, and no one wants to be discovered or known to their core without even like you said in dating. So you kind of want to be nice to an extent, but you always strive to be kind, like you said, but also just tiptoe that line of being nice but not overselling yourself.
Yeah, and I think back to what you were saying, I think in some sense it's oranges and apples, because when there's a person with money, I don't think women are looking at the person because they're being nice, it's because they have money. So the easier way to contextualize is if both people have the same amount of money, two guys have a BMW, and one of them constantly calls you all the time, is you blow him off and he keeps like calling you, or the guy who you blow him off and he calls you out on it, and who would you value more in that scenario? Do you get what I mean? Because if you're constantly disrespecting someone, then their value goes down the more they allow that to happen. And I think sometimes in dating we put through these tests, and it's for you to have that bounce back. I've never had in my life where I'm dating somebody and then they disregard me or disrespect me, and I keep trying to please them, and I've ever won this person. And I think it's usually when I step back and I'm like, I'm not going to let myself to get disrespected, and I walk away. I think being able to walk away shows your value in terms of dating.
Right. Like, I think for me, nice guys finish last because I find them confusing. Like, I don't know if they really are genuinely interested or if they're just being nice about it, if they're just being polite, if they're just calling because that's the right thing to do, because they're texting because I got home late, so they're just texting to see if I'm doing okay. Versus like a kind guy, I feel like, well, if you're dating them, they'll let you know, like, hey, like, this is who I am and this is what I'm looking for. Is this something that you want? And so for me, I prefer a kind guy because I know his intentions. Whereas a nice guy, I'm just like, you confuse me. Like, I don't know if you're just being nice and if you're just pretending, or like, because nice people, they don't like to make other people uncomfortable. You know, they don't really like confrontation. So you just don't know how they're truly feeling. And so for me, I would say, okay, no to the nice guy because I don't know what you want.
And to piggyback what you said, and just to add to what he said, if you have one guy who has a BMW and another guy has a BMW, so on paper they're equally qualified. I think personally, you can add to this after, if a woman sees two guys who are on the same level, I think the guy who's actually genuine and just himself on that same level is always going to win. Because when you're nice and you're showing off and you're being a poppy show, it's not authentic, and no one wants to be with someone that you have to question at night. It's like, is this person really who they are?
That's the worst.
So being authentic in whatever you do is just, you're always going to finish first if you're authentic and you're yourself.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, no, I was thinking as you were talking about the like little scenarios, just when I see, I guess, young adult like relationships, like early 20s, a lot of the girls will say like, oh yeah, he's such a nice guy, like, but he's doing this and this and this.
Exactly.
Not necessarily like he's like kind.
He's not
he's not genuine.
Who he is,
So I think that's why I got like kind guys finish last, because they would more so go for the nice guy. Am I making sense?
Can you say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I look at young adult relationships,
Mhm.
a lot of the girls that I like work with
Mhm.
who are in these relationships, they'll be like, he's a nice guy.
Mhm.
Like, okay, he, takes me out, we go to the movies, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
But if it's someone who's like genuine, like in their character
Yeah.
towards them, they would more so go for the nice guy.
I agree.
Oh.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because the nice guy is showing you the things that you like.
Right.
He's paying attention to
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah.
And he's capitalizing on everything that you like for that moment to get whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But like you said, I think it's a younger demographic who's more inclined to that type of dude who's gonna show you everything you like. Whereas a dude who's genuinely just himself will say, I don't want to go to the movies, or I don't want to do this for you because he doesn't like that. You're not, just selling yourself to cater to somebody. You're just being you.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this concludes our show. Thank you guys so much for being here and sharing your hearts with us.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
No problem.
And we want to hear from you. Are you nice or are you kind? Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye.